to forget. I lost myself. Is it better not sit closer to the edge? It was a and the story goes that's how the story goes.
So, I wanted to talk a little bit about my experience with meeting 30 Seconds to Mars. 30 Seconds to Mars is my favourite band. I grew up listening to their music all through high school. I'm 23, so they came out 10, 15 years ago now. Well, when I first heard of them anyway, they've actually been together for 16 years, but I first heard of them about 10 years ago. But I had the opportunity and the money basically to attend a couple of shows, and they didn't come to my city. They went to Perth, Melbourne, Sydney and Brisbane, not Adelaide. So I was like, you know what, they're my favourite band. I've never seen them live before because when they toured last time, I think it was 2009, and I was 19 and I had no money and couldn't travel to do that because I've never actually played a show in Adelaide. So I was like, I'm going to do this, and I booked my flights in advance I paid for a meet and greet. I paid for Artifact, which is the documentary of 30 Seconds to Mars being sued for $30 million, and they kind of talk about that. And I paid for every single show. Now, they were supposed to tour in August last year, 2013, but they postponed it due to some band member getting sick to March 2014. And they actually worked out really well for me because I actually went to Europe last year and travelled around and kind of discovered who I was and what I wanted to do with my life. So that worked out really well. There's serendipity of events that happened. And I bought the tickets in advance, and people were selling their tickets. So that's the big thing, is that people were so angry that they had changed the date of the shows that they actually started selling them on Gumtree and stuff, and I managed to get quite cheap ones. But I also bought them through Ticketek and stuff as well, but there was a couple I bought through Gumtree. And so I want to talk about, in the previous video I kind of talked about meeting Jared Leto through Artifact, which I highly recommend. I want to talk about the meet and greet. So the meet and greet happened in Brisbane. And I had flown in that morning from Sydney, and because I caught flights like every day, it was amazing. So I flew in from Sydney, and you line up, you wait for ages, and you go through the doors to the meet and greet. So previous people told me that the meet and greet was actually really good, and you get to just sit down in a room with them. You're not allowed to record anything or anything like that, which is fine. You get to sit down in a room with them and have a little chat and have a Q&A and all that. But in Brisbane, there was 150 plus people for the meet and greet. And there's different packages you can buy. You get a little bag of goodies with it. You get, in the bag that you get a tour bag with a t-shirt with the date of the show. You get a poster, and you can get something signed. So literally that's what you get in the bag. But I'll show you a little snippet of what you get. So I chose to get my This Is War CD signed. It's my favourite album by them, and it's a real probably my favourite album ever actually, because it's just so good lyrically, musically. It's got that orchestral rock sound, and it's just, I've played that album over and over again, so I was really privileged to get that signed. And then you have a photo. So that's the process of the meet and greet. So you go in, and I expected it to be a room, and it wasn't. It was on a stage, and the stage in Brisbane was awesome because it was lower and you were closer to them. But the Q&A was probably 5 minutes, and I immediately was like, this is crap. I pay for this, and it's 5 minutes long. So I was really disappointed in the meet and greet. Shannon was really nice. He was very happy, and he wanted to be there. And Tomo as well was very intelligent. Tomo's a very intelligent man. He a girl in the audience asked if Jared knows anything about the 432 frequency, which if you aren't familiar with this theory, it's 432 is the perfect frequency to math and nature and aligning things. Our bodies are 70% water, so when the frequency goes through us, we feel it, and it's very earth bound type thing. So that's a quickly way to explain that. The pyramids are linked to it, and they've done some tests and stuff. So Tomo explained that, and I was really surprised that Tomo knew that. So I have a newfound respect for Tomo as well. But that was literally the meet and greet was over, and Jared had his phone out all the time, and he just looked like he just didn't want to be there, and it was a very severe change to how he was an artifact the previous day. Maybe he was tired, I'm not really sure, but he just seriously looked like he did not want to be at the meet and greet, and he just couldn't wait for things to wrap up. So I was disappointed, but I still said what I wanted to say, and I got a photo with all three of them. I did something silly, I'll show you that in a minute, but you go around and you get your autograph. So you line up in this line around the stage, because it was at the stage, the meet and greet, maybe because there was so many people, I'm not really sure, because usually apparently it's in a room. So you line up at the stage, you go around, and each person goes past, and you give them the thing, and they're all sitting at a table, all three of them lined up, and you put what you want down, and then Jared signs it, Shannon signs it, Tomo signs it, it goes like that. Actually, I think Shannon was sitting on the end. I said to Jared, hey, how you going? He didn't say anything, and I was like, okay, fair enough, you're probably in a mood or whatever. He just smiled. And then Tomo, I said, hey, it's nice to meet you. As I went past, I can't wait, I like the stage here. And he's like, yeah, it's awesome type thing. And then with Shannon, I said, I really can't wait to see you in your element tonight because you're such an amazing drummer. And he said, thank you so much. And he was really sincere about it. He looked, he did a little fist bump. I was like, thank you so much, And I was like, yeah, newfound respect for Shannon because of that. And the thing with Shannon is that he is such a fantastic drummer. He literally is so absorbed in the song that he just doesn't know what's going on around outside of him. He is absolutely fascinating to watch. One of the best drummers I have ever seen live. So privileged to meet him. So that's the autograph. And then you go back around and you join the end of the queue, and then the photos come next. So the photos, everyone automatically goes to Jared because it's Jared Leto. So Jared stands there with his hand out like this all the time. Like people come, he gets a photo, and then they go, gets a photo, goes. Sometimes he does funny faces and all that, but no one goes next to Shannon and Tomo. And it's always between Shannon and Jared. Some people gave them hugs, some people didn't. Some people, literally majority of people, as I was watching, were walking in, getting a photo, going thanks, bye, walking out. And I was like, oh, no, not going to do that. I'm going to talk to them and it's going to be awesome. So I got out a koala puppet and an animal hat, and I was like, I'm going to take a silly photo. And I went up to them and I was like, hey guys, how you going? Just wondering, can I take a silly photo with you guys using these things? And Jared was just like frowning, and Shannon's like, oh yeah, of course, get in here. Like he was full on into it, and Tomo was just like, hell yeah, type thing. So Tomo and Shannon were fine, and then Tomo went to push me past to go to Jared. And I said, no, that's fine. I got a photo with Jared yesterday. I'm going to stand between you guys. And Shannon was like, oh, sweet. And took the photo, and then I was like, oh, I hope it was like a good one. Like I don't know what faces they put, because I just smiled. I was like, oh my God, you know, between these guys. And I hugged Tomo and said, thank you so much. Hugged Shannon, and he gave me a little kiss on the cheek. And I said, thank you. Went to hug Jared, and Jared was just like, you know, just a quick hug type thing. So I don't know whether like Jared was just frustrated. I don't know what was going on that day with him. Maybe he, you know, possibly doesn't like to see fans at multiple events. I think maybe he kind of has an issue with that, perhaps. I'm not really sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. You know, I think tables would have been turned quite a bit if I wasn't female. I feel like that would have been maybe an issue, that he thought I was a fangirl or something, but it's much more than that. His music is everything to me. So Jared was just a bit funny that day. So that's literally the process of the meet and greet. It probably took like an hour. And so I was really disappointed, and I sent Adventures in Wonderland a really lengthy email criticising them and about how they could improve. I said I've really enjoyed Artifact, and I really had a wonderful time attending every Mars show in the country. However, the meet and greets need to be diminished by numbers significantly, because the face value for money is not worth it. And they responded in kind, and they said thank you for your constructive criticism. We will consider that, and we're always happy to hear from fans and how we can improve and stuff. So that was great to have that conversation. So then the show happened that night. Brisbane was the best show. I was like, yeah, I'm standing. I used to stand at the end of the ramp. There's a stage, and then there's a long ramp, and then Jared goes up here for an acoustic set, and he like runs down there all the time. So Melbourne, Sydney, Perth, I stood at the end there, and for this one I was like, I want to be up close near the drum kit with Shannon. And so I stood over there, like kind of in the corner. I've got some footage that I took on my phone. I'll show you how close I was. So yeah, that's how close I was to them. And Jared, pointed me out a couple of times and stuff, which was awesome. Shannon was like laughing at the fact that I was like had a headbanging koala, because I kept making like my koala headbang. It was so funny. But it was great to be that close. And Jared used the whole stage, because I think Brisbane stage was a little bit bigger and like it was lower down, because the other ones were quite high, so it was much more kind of, I guess, intimate gig. And then they flew out to Tokyo that night. Like they're insane, like the energy that they have to keep doing that. They flew to Japan that night, so I could imagine the people at the airport as well. Oh my god. So I didn't go to that. I don't really like doing that kind. I think that's a little bit creepy that people stalk people at airports or go to their hotels. I know a couple of fans were going to their hotel in Sydney, and I was like, nah, that doesn't sit right with me. I'm just here to see their show. I don't really want to do that. I'm meeting them, at a meet and greet, so that's fine with me. But the meet and greet wasn't the best, and I probably won't do it again unless they drastically improve the way that they do it and lower the numbers, because it's just not worth it. So, I mean, if you want to meet the whole band, you probably think that is amazing, but for me, getting the value for money out of it for a 5-minute Q&A and then a quick autograph and photo with 150 other people is not good enough for my standard. And I should just be grateful that I'm meeting them, hey, but I did, and I did get to meet them. I got to meet my idols. I just think that it needs to be done a little bit better. Brisbane was the best show. in my opinion, because it was just so much energy, and Jared, Shannon and Tomo were just using the whole stage, and Jared just run around everywhere, as you can see from the video that I linked. He was just everywhere, and pointed me out a couple of times. I wish I got on stage. Again, he looked over and kind of thought about it, but then was like, no. So he's very selective with people on stage, which I find quite odd. I think it's just a very interesting character psychologically. There's something going on there. But yeah, he just is very selective when he picks people on stage for some reason. So the whole experience, following 30 Seconds to Mars around the country, attending Artifact and meet and greet, was the best thing I have ever done with my life. Following my favourite band, I can literally say I've done that. I can say that I've met Jared Leto, and that is just something that I hold with such pride, that I did that with my own money. And I'm broke as hell now, but I did that. And I went to Europe as well. I travelled around and I got to follow my favourite band. So 2014 for me is going to be a great year, and I'm going to really strive for excellence this year. And I think if you guys want to kind of do that, follow that journey with me, about improving myself and following my dreams and things like that, please keep watching this channel. I'm going to be posting a lot more stuff about that kind of thing, and you can experience this journey of self-discovery with me, and do it yourself, join in the ride, because I've just realised life is quite short, and doubts and fears kill dreams more than failure ever will. And I just need to do everything. I'm turning 24 this year, and I feel like I'm running out of time, which is ridiculous, I know. But I haven't finished uni. I'm working at a housing company with no one around. I also work. I'm trying to get my foot in the door at the RSPCA because I'm doing an animal course. But I need to do stuff like that. So I hope you enjoyed this video about meeting 30 Seconds to Mars. I kind of went off a little bit at the end, sorry about that. I kind of go on a tangent sometimes. But I just wanted to let you know that I am doing that journey, and you can join me if you want. If you have any questions about meeting 30 Seconds to Mars, or meeting bands or anything like that, I'm more than happy to answer them. Just leave a comment below and I'll get back to you. All my information is in the down box, Instagram, Twitter, all that, if you want to ask stuff about meeting 30 Seconds to Mars. I actually got re-Instagrammed by them, which was awesome. One of my photos of the little boy on stage in Melbourne. So that's me who did that. So that was awesome. So if you have any questions or want to know a little bit more about my journey following them around, I'm more than happy to answer, but majority of the stuff will be posted. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I hope you have a great day or great night wherever you are in the world, and I will be seeing you very soon, hopefully.